Hi ladies, it's Leah here. I just want to pop in today. I'm kind of trying to decide if I'm going to do this like on a regular basis or whatever. So it's sort of a surprise last minute thing I decided to do for Wellness Wednesday. And I saw like so many responses to the meme that I posted yesterday in here about progress being letting go of perfection and stopping punishing ourselves for our imperfections. And there's so much that comes from making that shift that I wanted to talk about that today as your wellness tip. So if you're joining me live, go ahead and comment, say hi. Let me know where you're joining from. I know there's been a lot of new people joining us recently, which is awesome. I love that our community is growing. And if you're new here or you don't know me super well, I'll just go ahead and briefly introduce myself. I'm Leah Borski. I am the host of this community, and I am the best-selling author of the book Eat to Beat Stress. And I am a nutrition and wellness and stress relief consultant for women, especially ambitious women, women who wear so many hats, have so many different roles to fill, and can feel very overwhelmed and frazzled and stressed, trying to balance all that and still find time for ourselves and take care of ourselves. So that's where I come in and help women make that a priority and learn how to do that, because it's not something that most of us learned or were taught growing up. It's very much the opposite for women. I feel like that we're supposed to put everyone else first. We're supposed to put ourselves on the back burner. We're not supposed to complain about it. It's just normal everyday life, and that's just how it is. And I feel like a lot of us get stuck in that and either don't understand that there is a way out, or know there's a way out but don't understand how to get themselves past that point. So let me see who. Hi Sue. Hi Trina. I'm glad you guys joined. Thank you so much. This is going to be just a quick tip today. So it's Wellness Wednesday. I've been kind of posting different things over the last few weeks. I decided to try something different and go live and see how that goes, and maybe make this like a permanent part of the group on Wednesdays. So I'm filling it out and we'll see how that goes. But for today, so I'm talking about perfectionism and letting go of that, and letting go of beating ourselves up when things don't go well, or how we expect. And really, the biggest tip that I can offer with this is we have to learn how to let go of expecting how things should be. That is the biggest thing that I think hangs us up. And it's not just about our wellness. It's in our business. It's, our self-care, our fitness, our how we feel about ourselves, everything, and other life circumstances too. We get so caught up in what our expectations are, our expectations of ourselves, our expectations of other people, our expectations of situations, how long things should take. And I know that's a big one right there, is like timing. We expect, if we do A, B, and C, then D is going to happen within a specified amount of time. And that's not always the case. We're all starting from a different point. So, if I have been eating healthy for the last 12 years, me starting something new along that lines is going to be completely different than someone who has never done this before. So like me 12 years ago, has never done this before, doesn't know how to start, doesn't know what's the right way, what's the wrong way, what's the best way for myself. And that's another thing, is that it's not, there's no like one size fits all when it comes to this stuff. So we tend to compare ourselves or our progress against other people, but they're not on the same race that we're on. Like, their track is different than ours. They started from a different place. They're coming from a different set of strengths and weaknesses than we are. So it's really not productive or helpful for ourselves to do that, to compare or to beat ourselves up over something when it's new to us, and we can't exactly know how long it will take us to get to that goal place that we have set for ourselves. So that's really what I wanted to talk about today, and just letting go of those expectations, letting go of putting that pressure on ourselves when things don't feel like they're going the way that they're supposed to. The number one thing that you can do is be gentle with yourself, give yourself some grace and understanding, and do what feels good for you, and not try to, cram yourself into this system or program or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. Sometimes other people's ways don't work for us, and we don't really realize that if we just built in some of our own strengths and some of our own, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Just our own abilities, build that in and work from there, instead of beating your head against a wall trying to do something that's just not going to work for you, because it's just not going to work for you, and it's okay. So it's really, really important to understand that you are in charge. You are the only one who can change this. Nobody else is going to come in and give you permission to make a mistake, to let things go if they're not working for you, to be okay with things taking longer than you feel like they want, or that you want for them to take. That's completely up to us. We are our own responsibility, and so is our wellness and our happiness, everything. So when we are working towards a goal, be it a business goal or a health goal, or whatever it may be, to keep that in mind, that it's your responsibility, and it's okay to have setbacks. It's totally normal. It's going to happen. And to know how to kind of move through that with grace, versus letting it get you stuck in that kind of beating yourself up mode, and where you can't progress. So it's progress over perfection is like my motto. I say it all the time. I teach it to my kids. I tell it to myself, because I need reminders too sometimes, because I have very perfectionistic tendencies, and it can be a real hindrance sometimes when you're a very goal-driven, success-driven person, and you want things to go a certain way and they don't. So we don't want to get ourselves stuck in that place. So it's so, so important to give yourself grace, pick yourself up, dust yourself off when, things go off course, not the way that you wanted, and figure out what's the next best step. It's really, you don't have to look all the way to the finish line all the time. Sometimes you need to forget about the finish line and just look at what's my next best step, what's my next easiest step, who can help me, how can I help myself, how can I ease myself out of this feeling like I should have, would have, could have kind of thing, right? So that's my tip for today. If you have questions or comments or anything to add to the discussion, I'd like to keep this conversation going because I feel like a lot of people, there was so much response to that meme yesterday, so I know that that touched on something that either you're feeling like you're good, you've got it, you're ready to let go of the perfectionism, or you've got it and you're good and you're ready to let go, but maybe you need a little help with the next step of how to get there. So if that's the case, I'd love to talk to you more in depth about that. I hope that the rest of your Wednesday is wonderful. It's super windy here, so I'm hoping that you're not having any trouble hearing me at all. But I'm going to go ahead and jump off, and I will be back soon with another tip for you and lots of good stuff between now and then. So thank you, Sue and Trina, for joining me live. Thanks for taking the time out of your day. I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.